To be able to look back and say to myself, has this journey, this Huaka'i, fed my hua or my why? Is this journey that I'm moving along on feeding my purpose?
The most beautiful and most incredible part of this journey, of this Huaka'i, is that we all lean on the same foundation. That's that connection between who we are today, who we were then, and who we're gonna be in the future.
There's no way you can participate in learning and growing like this without being fully immersed.
I'm gonna have for the rest of my life the before times, before the program, and then the after program. Before the program, I thought about my life in terms of chapters and themes, but now I'm reflecting on hua.
Olaka Huaka'i really is the dream of us all. If you want to call it a pilot project, you can, but really it's a reflection of all of our life's journeys.
First and foremost, we're each going through this transformational process for ourselves. Along the way, we bring with us our perspective lenses and experiences in both our personal lives and professional lives, with the hope that by the end of this journey, we can come together and think about how can we be guides inside of the kaʻao and guiding the people that we're working with to find their healing journey.
I'm excited. More will be revealed, right? There's something coming. You can just feel it. And I love the pilina.
Vulnerable spaces like these are so important. We don't have these spaces to be vulnerable, to be okay, and to share our kaʻao.
The kaʻao is not just mo'olelo about when I was born and when my first tooth came out and this sort of history of life. Kaʻao wraps that up in sort of this really timeless, super spacious narrative, and then articulating that through a framework, and that's through the 5 H's. And the first one is the hua.
That hua, it follows it in your life. It's your why. It's your highest desire.
I'm still trying to figure out my hua, but I think constantly having spaces like these to reignite whatever you need to continue the work.
Creating and making things and seeing a reaction that served my hua in a way where I could start to identify what my hua is again.
Your hua is your soul's call to you. Sometimes we know what that is, but we don't want to articulate it because it comes with too much kuleana. It's too far away from the reality that I'm super comfortable with.
I'm still trying to figure out my hua and what that is. And so being able to be here and kind of talk through that, and I think the past Huaka'i, it's just been very surface level for me. So every time I've continued this journey with you folks, it's just things are peeling off and being able to reveal themselves.
After we've sort of articulated that hua, and we go, oh yeah, okay, something's nagging. I feel it in my heart. This is the moment where you decide that you're launching. You're leaving the current space into the new reality.
This journey that we're going on is really bringing me back to the self that I've been missing, or that I suppressed, or that I put her away for a little bit. I don't know how to fully articulate what my hua is, but this is feeding it.
We're launching. We're getting in our va'a and launching from here. We get to launch from kaʻena, which means we get to launch from the intensity. We get to launch from the fire, the kaʻena, the intense embers. That's where we get to launch from.
The Huaka'i is the actual journey. I went through this thing, I'm walking through it, I had a challenge, I learned from it, or I never. And then kind of hold that challenge, then you say thank you to that challenge, and then you move on and you move on and you move on.
So as we step through this Huaka'i, please know that we're not just going on a cultural tour. This is a Huaka'i. You are walking into the kaʻao. I'm going to be doing kumako. It's as if you are in that canoe tonight. You are the ritual. You're not observing the ritual. We here to fully integrate into the story And that's your story, especially if you was born here, especially if you have grandchildren that you know you're going to leave these stories to. This is your story because you're doing the work.
I didn't grow up with these practices at all. It's been an amazing journey to learn about where my people come from and what their stories are and who they were. And if they can do those things, I can do this.
This Huaka'i was filled with so many instances where we interacting with the Manu people, with Pele, with the Honu people, with the tree people. Each one of those spaces we visited, I had that feeling of awe, love, relaxation at that same moment. And so that made me feel like my hua is trying to catch that spark for whatever trauma that happened, that I lost that feeling.
When you write out a ka'ao, you figure in all of these teachers. Rose was a teacher. The little girl was a teacher. The mo'o on the cliff shaking the tree was our teacher. And the presence in the cave was our teacher. And then we had all the obvious teachers who got up and actually taught something. So when you figure these teachers into your ka'ao, the beautiful moments are the most frightening moments. And then the beautiful moments are also the moments of unbelievable joy.
The power in us learning that our ka'ao, it's not a myth or something far away. We have the opportunity to continue to live it and be able to sustain and thrive and help each other. Just keep remembering, keep remembering.
This is the super important piece to a lot of us who live in community and live for community. Your ʻāina is all about your reintegration. I'm going to bring all these things I learned in my Huaka'i, and I'm going to be like, now, time to apply.
We can build something together that can not only work just on a direct service level, working directly with our people, but can ripple all the way up to honestly really systems change. As the days have gone on, I'm realizing just how impactful we can make it as the ʻāina to continue to perpetuate the importance of that connection for our people who are lost.
ʻāina is this self-actualization, and that is the journey of the human species. And even throughout the Huaka'i process, no matter how ugly or how challenging or how beautiful or blissful, there's some moment in time where you want to go, is this really serving my hua?
Super, super thankful for this Huaka'i. And just being a part of a group that can do our journey individually and yet reflect on the whole picture as a community. And I'm starting to feel more and more like we probably all get the same huas that started us on our own ka'ao.
Because now that they've come through one part of their challenge, they get to inspire the organizations they work for and the communities that they pull along with them. So it's not a done project. The story is continuous.
It's not about what we could do for others, but really how do we strengthen ourselves within this space so that we can have the means and the resilience and the experience to teach others.
Just so very grateful to have found this new process where I can process things outside of me. And I work in the substance use field. And so I was able to work through a lot of my things through this storytelling, through the ka'ao. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what did I do? We can do this with students.
I think that was the goal for everyone, whether or not it was big, small, when it happened at work or in their personal life. There was a hulhia and a transformation coming out of one space into another.
This Huaka'i for me was like practical, like how do we as Kanaka, as people, just put our mana into these spaces? We're a part of you, you're a part of me, like we're a part of we. That's really what it is about, you know.
What our ceremonies and our chants and our stories teach us is that Huaka'i might have a beginning and some sort of end, but your kuleana is to initiate the beginning again. No more end.